talking about. Morning, everyone. Hi, good morning, everyone.
Dice amor en Iber y que todo está muy bien. Pues por aquello que se le une a más pescadores, lo
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Happy all to join us today. Today is the launch of our 19th Caribbean Week of Agriculture. We have to have everyone here. We're anticipating a live, vibrant launch as we know, agriculture, food systems, and food security. It is what the region is pushing. It's of significant importance for us. And we see it as one of the major economic drivers for development in the region. My name is Sean Ball. I'm the program manager for agriculture and agro-industrial development here at the CARICOM Secretariat. We're having our agenda has an exciting list of stakeholders, partners, and participants who will hear about our 19th Caribbean Week of Agriculture that will be held in the full island of St. Kitts and Nevis. And it promises to be just about the greatest event that the Caribbean has seen. Without further ado, I'll turn over to Ambassador David Prendergast, who will give us an overview of CWA 2025. Ambassador Prendergast.
Thank you, Sean. Good morning. Honorable Samuel Duggan, Minister of Fisheries, Agriculture, Fisheries and Resources, Safety and Needs. Secretary Dr. Manuel Montero, Director General of IICA. Mr. Alex Shee, Deputy Secretary General, the National Cooperation and Development Fund. Dr. Wendell Samuel, Assistant Secretary General, CARICOM Secretariat. Miguel Fleming, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources, and moderating the session. Assistant Director General, Mr. Maximo Torrero of the FAO. Chief Executive Officer and Technical Director of the CARICOM Private Sector Organization, Dr. African Tour. And Ms. Tisha Mandra, Chair, CARICOM Youth Advisory Body. Welcome to you. And Minister Duggan Zach, Minister Duggan Minister, welcome to this virtual launch. And, I will give an overview of the CWA for 2025. Over the years, the Caribbean Week of Agriculture has served as a vital platform for sowing the seeds of change through the exchange of innovation, climate smart practices, sharing of lessons learned, and forging of purposeful partnerships. Together, we continue to nurture a more resilient and sustainable agricultural future for the region. This 2025 theme, Sowing Change, Harvesting Resilience, Transforming our Caribbean Food System for 2025 and beyond, reflects CARICOM's deepening resolve to strengthen regional food systems in the face of climate change and persistent food insecurity. The Municipal Island of St. Kitts will host this year's event, and it will showcase the power of regional food, the pursuit of resilience and sustainability transforming. 2025 marks a critical milestone in our journey towards securing a prosperous agricultural future. In a world shaped by geopolitical uncertainty and rising living costs, building resilience in our food system has become a necessity, not an option. This means rethinking and accelerating the transformation of our food system in Caribbean. Encouragingly, we are making progress. Food insecurity across the region has shown a decline since its 2022. This is as a result of our collective resolve and deliberate program of intervention, which have been undertaken by our member states on the Vision 25 by 2025. There, however, still remains work to be done, and we must maintain the urgency to sustain actions, investment, and cooperation. So let us walk you through briefly what you can expect during the Week of Agriculture from the 29th of September to the 3rd of October this year. What will be happening during the week? Firstly, the CWA will commence on the morning of 29th September with a vibrant opening ceremony at the Marriott Hotel, setting the tone for the week. The ceremony will have a rich lineup of cultural and musical performances that reflect the unity, culture, and vibrance of Caribbean agriculture. The opening ceremony will also see the signature awards being presented for the Caribbean Farmer and Youth Farmer for the year 2025. We will feature a series of high-level engagements, including the special meeting of the Council for Trade and Economic Development and Agriculture on Friday, the 3rd of October 2025. Day one will have a special session under the sub 25 by 2025 plus 5 special focus on youth and women agriculture. The host country, St. Kitts, will also put on a dynamic youth leadership forum in the form of a youth in agriculture debate. Young men will tackle pressing agricultural issues, fostering critical thinking and dialogue on the future of the region agriculture. There will be exciting and solution-oriented technical sessions for the various segments of the sector following. Day 2, Tuesday, September 30, Connected Capital with Opportunity. Day 3, Wednesday, the 1st of October, Agricultural Research and Development for Climate Resilience and Survival. Day 4, Thursday, the 2nd of October, de-risking the regional food system in innovation, trade, and value chain. Day 5, Friday, the 3rd of October, will be an open day next month. Attendees can therefore look forward to an exciting 2-day open expo on Thursday, the 2nd of October to Friday, the 3rd of October, 2025. With a strong emphasis on innovation, food in agriculture, and sustainable practices, this interactive showcase will feature live farm demonstrations, cutting-edge agri-tech displays, flavorful, local, fishy, and interactive food. Who will be there, or who do we expect to be there? CWA will convene participants from across all CARICOM member states, agricultural planners, policymakers, farmers, and producer groups, private sector actors, development partners, academic and research institutions, and regional organizations. This broad-based participation underscores the region's shared commitment to inclusive dialogue and transformational change in Caribbean agriculture. We name it, once they're in the sector, they will be there. Why is it important? Why is CWA important? CWA stands as the region's premier platform for driving growth and investment in the agriculture sector. The 19th edition is particularly significant, aligning the extension of Vision 25 by 2025 through the 2030s. We affirmed our commitment to reducing the food import bill by 25%, a goal that remains critical to our food sovereignty, economic resilience, and regional sustainability. Finally, what do we want to leave CWA with? The aim is to leave the event with renewed momentum, with stronger investment, deeper knowledge exchange, and more robust partnerships within our region. Collaboration is therefore vital to navigate the climate threat during a resilient Caribbean. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Prendergast. certainly listening to the overview, I think I want to move to St. Kitts and Nevis because the all the agriculture action will be happening in St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to say to everybody also that we're also streaming live on the social media platforms that the Zoom, the what do you call it, the Facebook, YouTube, all the platforms we're on. Just look on the Ministry of Agriculture of St. Kitts page and also the CARICOM social media page. Just for some persons who have been saying that they've been having a little difficulty accessing the room. I'm looking at the numbers here and it seems as if the room is oversubscribed. That says to me that the region really and truly is geared up, as a former tagline used to say, we're fired up and ready to go, treating with food security. I must also say that St. Kitts and Nevis was quick to put up their hand to indicate that they are willing, ready to go to host this CWA. Added to that, I must tell you that they have managed as a host country to put together a team of partners and partnership that will no doubt ensure that the CWA 2025 will be, as I said, one of the greatest shows probably in the world. I want to move to a message that will be brought to us from Mr. Alexis Shea, and he is the Deputy Secretary General for the International Cooperation on Development Fund. So we'll now listen to a message from Mr. Alexis Shea.
Permanent Secretary Miguel Fleming, Director David, planned guests, and all representatives from CARICOM, the IICA, the FAO, as well as all representatives from international and regional organizations dedicated to promoting sustainable agriculture in the Caribbean. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the International Cooperation and Development Fund, Taiwan ICDF, it is my great honor to join you today at the vertical launch of the 19th Caribbean Week of Agriculture. This important general platform not only highlights the collective efforts underway to transform agriculture across the Caribbean, but also reaffirms the Taiwan ICDF's enduring commitment to advancing sustainable agriculture and strengthening regional cooperation. At the Taiwan ICDF, we view agriculture as the cornerstone of food security, economic development, and climate resilience. Our ongoing projects in the region reflect these convictions. In St. Kitts and Nevis, for instance, we are implementing the Layer Chicken Industry Sustainable Development Project, a forward-looking initiative that has established the Bayford's Livestock Sanctuary of Excellence. This facility now serves as a national hub for breeding and hatchery operations, with the capacity to supply 20,000 layer chicks annually, directly supporting local poultry production and advancing the country's goal of achieving greater food self-sufficiency. Meanwhile, in St. Lucia, we are actively advancing a project focused on optimizing the fruit and the vegetable supply chain, ensuring farmers gain great market access and the consumer benefit from improved food availability. In Haiti, our efforts are concentrated on enhancing rice production, a vital step crop to support both rural livelihood and the national food reserves. Through these country-specific engagements, the Taiwan ICDF seeks to support our Caribbean partners' progress toward the ambitious yet essential goal of 20 by 2025. We understand that achieving 25% regional food security by 2025 requires collective vision, technical innovation, and long-term commitments. Supporting this goal is a central pillar of our mission at the Caribbean. Besides, As the leader in innovation and technology, Taiwan brings unique strengths in areas such as big data analytics, agriculture, IoT, artificial intelligence, and the climate-smart farming. Guided by Taiwan's foreign policy of mutual prosperity, the Taiwan ICDF is working hand in hand with Caribbean nations to develop smart, adaptive, and resilient agriculture systems better equipped to meet the evolving challenges of climate change, extreme weather, and global supply disruptions. In closing, extend my sincere thanks to all participants and the partners who have contributed to this year's Caribbean Week of Agriculture. I'm confident that the dialogue and exchange of ideas over the coming days will inspire new pathways for collaboration and innovation, laying the groundwork for a more sustainable, inclusive, food secure future for the Caribbean and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think by now we would have heard that the heads of government has in fact extended our 25 by 25 food security program, and it's now called 25 by 25 plus 5. And one of the things that the region should be proud of is that we've added even more to the new program that will be rolled out in 2026. And one of those components is the inclusion of youth and women in what it is that we're trying to do for food security in the region. And it's with great pride, certainly on behalf of the region, that I now ask Ms. Tisha Mangra, who is the chair of the CARICOM Youth Advisory Board in Agriculture, to bring remarks on behalf of the young agripreneurs. Ms. Mangra.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable ministers, excellencies, colleagues, development partners, and most importantly, fellow young people of the Caribbean. It is a privilege to address you today on behalf of the CARICOM Youth Advisory Body as we officially launch the Caribbean Week of Agriculture 2025 under the and transformative theme, Sowing Change, Harvesting Resilience, Transforming Our Caribbean Food Systems for 2025 and beyond. This is more than a slogan, it's a call to action. It speaks to what young people across the region have already been doing, sowing the seeds of innovation, equity, and sustainability in agriculture, often with limited support, but timeless passion. From backyard gardens to agri-tech startups, from eco-farming collectives to agri-digital marketplaces. Youths are not waiting for change, we are cultivating it. But to harvest resilience, we must be intentional. We must ensure inclusion over tokenism, partnership over isolation, and policies over platitudes. If our food systems are to truly transform, they must become spaces where youth, women, indigenous people, and marginalized groups are not just present, but empowered, equipped, and prioritized. This year, Youth Advisory Body is proud to lead a dynamic youth agenda at CWA. 2025. We will spotlight the themes that matter most to our generation, such as circular agriculture and youth economy, digital market access, and agri-innovation, inclusion of marginalized youth in food systems, agri-education and transitioning into entrepreneurship, regional youth collaboration for climate and food resilience, among others. These are not just youth issues, these are Caribbean imperatives. And we are not the future, we are present day drivers of regional resilience. To our partners, CARICOM, IICA, FAO, CPSO, national governments, thank you for investing in young people. Thank you for recognizing that resilience does not grow in silos, it grows in solidarity. To my fellow youth, this is your movement. Your voice, your vision, your venture can shape the Caribbean's future. Let CWA 2025 be the place where we don't just speak up, but we scale up. Because when young people grow agriculture, agriculture grows the Caribbean. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tisha. And I must tell the audience that one of the most exciting thing is the level of participation that the young people have been putting forward, insisting on how it should look to reflect their views, being a part of the planning session, giving ideas. I mean, some of these ideas are so damn dynamic. I can't wait for the week to come for you to all to see what will be happening. And again, the debate that will happen on the first day, which is being led by St. Kitts and Nevis, in collaboration with the Youth Advisory Body, which is the Youth in Agriculture debate. And Minister, I think you'll be proud at the end of that debate as to how vibrant, how active, how interested, how motivated the young people are. And I think this is an interesting segue now to ask one of the partners, the original brainchild for Caribbean Week of Agriculture, to bring greetings to us in the form of Dr. Manuel Otero. And he is the Director General for the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, and certainly one of our biggest partners, one of our biggest supporters in the Caribbean as it relates to food and agriculture, food security, food system, agribusiness, and the whole works. Dr. Otero.
Thank you very much. Good day, distinguished colleagues, esteemed guests, partners, and other stakeholders from across the region. All norms of protocol observed. It is a great honor for the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, to participate in the virtual launch of this 19th edition of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture, alongside with our valued partners and friends, the CARICOM Secretariat, FAO, CARDI, and others. This year's theme, showing change, harvesting resilience, transforming our Caribbean food systems for 2025 and beyond, is both appropriate and timely. In fact, it speaks to the spirit of innovation and urgency that is needed to renew the region's commitment towards securing a sustainable future for the agriculture sector of the Caribbean, while also showcasing the very soul of the Caribbean that is rooted in resilience. Historically, agriculture has been the lifeblood of Caribbean societies. Today, however, as the region faces challenges of food insecurity and economic vulnerability, building resilient food systems is essential for supporting resilient societies. We at IICA commend the progress made in regional food production through the CARICOM 25 by 2025 initiative, which has been extended to 2030 due to the major setbacks caused by the impacts of Hurricane Beryl and other global supply chain disruptions. Through our technical cooperation agenda, we remain committed to contributing to this important initiative. For example, we are working on 6 targeted regional projects with CARICOM. 2, strengthen extension service for productivity, employment, and rural resilience. Support coastal communities. Launch digital fabrication labs to promote youth and women-led innovation. Diversify food crop production for enhanced food security and value addition. Develop bioeconomy models for sustainable organic waste management, and improve water security for small farmers to enhance competitiveness and climate resilience. ICA's commitment to the Caribbean's agriculture sector is also demonstrated in the implementation of its hemispheric initiatives, which include intervention related to scaling smart solution and investment, leveraging IICA's funding tools, for example, the Hemispheric Fund for Agriculture Resilience and Sustainability, where several Caribbean countries are able to access urgent financing to recover and rebuild, expanding regional sanitary and phytosanitary and trade facilitation, promoting digital agriculture and supporting policy monitoring and research. Distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends, since its inception in 1998, the Caribbean Week of Agriculture has grown and evolved into a flagship event and the premier strategic forum for shaping the region's agriculture agenda. After 27 years, I am proud to be part of IICA, which has shown this level of dedication, which I am sure will continue in the future. Indeed, CWA 19 symbolizes the collective efforts of Caribbean governments, development partners, and technical agencies that are committed to strengthening the region's agri-food systems through inclusive, innovative solutions. Before closing, IICA extends its heartfelt appreciation and gratitude to the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and to the Honorable Minister Samal Dawkins for agreeing to host this important event in 2025 and for their steadfast commitment to the regional agriculture transformation. Let us continue working hand in hand across islands, institutions, and disciplines to build the Caribbean where agriculture thrives, people prosper, and nature is protected. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Otero. Certainly one of our partners that has always been with us as we seek to transform, seek to rejuvenate the Caribbean's food system. I tell you everyone, if you've never listened to me before, I want you to listen to me now. This is gonna be big. Book now, secure all your arrangements and logistics from now. And as when we launch a website, I will invite you to go on early. Be one of the first to register, to book, to be ready, because I have a tendency to feel the vibes, as we say where I'm from, and the vibes telling me this is going to be big. And continuing with the partnership, we will hear a message from another one of our main partners, the FAO, and this will be brought to us by Mr. Maximo Terrero, and he's the Assistant Director General of FAO and Regional Representative for Latin America and the Caribbean.
Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General of the CARICOM Secretariat, distinguished ministers, delegates from international and regional partner organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maximo Torero. I am the Chief Economist of FAO. I am honored to address you at the virtual launch of the 19th Caribbean Week of Agriculture, a key moment for reviewing the progress in transforming agri-food systems and continuing the path towards a more food secure and resilient Caribbean. This year's session, taking place from 29th of September to the 3rd of October in St. Kitts and Nevis, will be held under the theme Sowing Change, Harvesting Resilience, transforming our Caribbean food systems for 2025 and beyond. The theme highlights three essential and interconnected pillars, which are closely aligned with FAO's mandate and strategic framework. The first pillar is change. It's at the heart of FAO's strategic framework, which supports countries in achieving better production, better nutrition, a better environment, and better life. Across the Caribbean, FAO supported initiatives such as the Climate Smart Agriculture, renewable energy, digitalization, and private sector engagements are helping deliver this change. The participation of the CARICOM in the Hand in Hand initiative is a powerful example of innovation in action to mobilize financing and linkages with the private entities. Colleagues, the Hand in Hand initiative, now operating in 70 countries, as a regional initiative for the Caribbean and CARICOM. This initiative is using territorial approaches to target interventions which are common across the different countries of the Caribbean and which are trying to bring investments from the IFIs and from the private sector through proper de-risking in terms of information and detailed investment plans, but also in terms of financing. The second pillar is resilience, which is a pressing concern of small island development states, given their exposure to climate change and global shocks. We commend the region's effort to reduce dependency on external supply chains and increase self-resilience. FAO is also supporting countries in strengthening early warning systems and data for anticipatory action to mitigate risk and speed up recovery. Last week, during our conference, we launched our first facility for anticipatory action, a facility that comes together with a situation room that looks at the different risks, 6 climatic risks, 6 non-climatic risks. The idea is to bring all the technical support of FAO in the different 12 risks to assure that we can provide our member countries, and especially the Caribbeans, with real-time information on when a drought, when a flood, when a cyclone, or when different climatic risks will impact the country. We're working very hard to improve the quality of our modeling tools in each of these risks so that you, as members of our FAO, can be benefiting from this global public good. The third pillar is sustainable transformation. This requires investment in youth. Following a request at the last CWA, FAO is advancing the JEF project to implement the CARICOM Youth in Agriculture strategy. It also requires scaling up climate financing, and I am pleased to note that in the current biennium, FAO has supporting 14 approved JEF and GCF projects across the region, mobilizing nearly $100 million. Not only that, FAO just launched the report Youth in the Agri-Food Systems, which brings an enormous amount of evidence on the importance of youth and what policies need to be implemented to bring the youth to the agri-food systems, to create good jobs for them in the agri-food systems, and to, of course, accelerate the agri-food system transformation that is needed. FAO also works with CARICOM on core governance issues, food security, trade, SPSS standards, sustainable fisheries, and resource management, laying the groundwork for long-term transformation. Finally, another key element is data. Effective planning is only possible when it is informed by accurate statistics. If not, colleagues, we will be moving in the dark. We will be making decisions in the dark. I am pleased to report that the 5 CARICOM countries have recently completed or launched agricultural censuses with FAO support. We are also assisting countries in estimating the cost and affordability of a healthy diet to drive more targeted food security policies. The Caribbean has the highest cost of a healthy diet in the world, and the resulting social and economic burden must be addressed with urgency. In closing, I wish to thank you, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, for hosting the upcoming session and continuing the momentum towards sustainable transformation of agri-food systems. Thank you very much, and I wish you a great meeting today. Thank you so much for your attention.
Once again, thank you, Maximo. I think one of the things we can say, you have been one of the partners that has been helping us to transform, helping us to research, helping us to implement. And I think this goes we've seen excitement, we've seen partnership, we've seen enthusiasm, we've seen youth involvement, we've seen new crops, new production methods, and I think that's a plus for the region. With that, yes, there are some challenges that we've been seeing, but we're excited with the gains that we've made, and we're even more buoyant, more driven for the new 25 by 25 plus 5 program. Cannot happen without the private sector. Cannot happen without that core engine of investment taking place. And that's why we are proud to have our next speaker from the private sector and displaying the partnership that we have, displaying the togetherness and the unity that the region is moving in as we try to tackle our food and nutrition security. And we ask now Dr. Patrick Antoine, and he's the Chief Executive Officer and Technical Director of the CARICOM Private Sector Organization, CPSO, to now bring us greetings on behalf of the regional private sector. Dr. Antoine.
Thank you very much, and good morning, colleagues. Good morning, all. Honorable Samuel Duggins, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Carla Barnett, Secretary General, Dr. Wendell Samuel, friend, colleague, and Assistant Secretary General, His Excellency Dr. Manuel Otero, a dear colleague and friend of IICA, Mr. Maximo Torello-Colin, the Chief Economist of FAO, Ms. Mangra, heads of organizations, representatives of regional institutions, other partners, colleagues, friends, and stakeholders, esteemed guests. It is a privilege to join you this morning for the official launch of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture 2025. Let me begin by expressing how proud the CPSO is to have been invited by the CARICOM heads of government to contribute meaningfully to the region's food security goals. We have consistently endorsed the region's 25 by 25 plan and remain firmly committed to working with the community to help ensure that the extended initiative to 2030 is fully realized. As the body mandated to fully support the implementation of the CARICOM single market and economy, the CPSO remains focused on accelerating regional integration through private sector-led growth. We are committed to creating the enabling environment for investment, for reducing barriers to trade, and for unlocking the full potential of the region's productive sectors, especially our food and agricultural sectors. In this regard, the CPSO continues to provide technical support to the region in several priority areas. Through our sustained collaboration with the CARICOM Secretariat, we serve on multiple technical and policy committees that help shape the frameworks needed to drive local production and expand intra-regional trade. Our CPSO led in a coalition of this community, including our heads of government and the Secretariat, which resulted in the United States government providing exemption on fees which otherwise would have crippled our economies and our agricultural sectors. We have also undertaken focused work on issues critical to the efficient movement of agricultural goods across the region, inclusive of work which aims at reducing non-tariff barriers, advancing the development of a regional pre-clearance mechanism, and strengthening our regional maritime connectivity. As it relates to opportunities within the sector, we are particularly encouraged by the signals emerging from our work and our analysis, which suggest that there are significant growth opportunities for food and agriculture. Our analysis confirms that agri-food represents one of the most strategically positioned sectors for expansion. It accounts for the highest share of favorable market opportunities in the CSME and also for the greatest level of uptake by regional producers. These findings reinforce our motivation to work alongside the community and our stakeholders in the private sector in developing a modern, resilient, and competitive agri-food sector that is capable of responding, I did say, to all of the agri-food opportunities in the CSME. In parallel, we have expanded our engagement with the tourism sector, which remains one of the largest and most consistent sources of demand for agri-food products across our community. Yet, to meet that demand, our producers must continue to raise the bar on quality assurance, standardization, and consistency. Through our strategic partnerships with the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, the Caribbean Tourism Association, and others, we are working to address these gaps, particularly among micro and small enterprises, by facilitating training and sensitization sessions when necessary. This is where the journey continues, not only with the right policies and investment, but also with the commitment from all actors in the value chain to raise the bar. As I close, allow me to extend sincere appreciation on behalf of our private sector stakeholders across the Caribbean for the partnership and trust placed in us as a CPSO. The opportunity for the voices to be heard on these matters, the voices of the private sector, the voices of our small farmers, the voices of our traders, on matters that affect their business and their role in regional development, is truly something special and an opportunity that we continue to be happy to champion. Caribbean Week of Agriculture gives us all a moment to pause, to reflect and to re-energize. But more importantly, it is a moment to recommit to the work that will transform our agri-food system so that we can indeed sow seeds of change and harvest resilience. It would be remiss of me not to mention this morning that as I speak with you, my chairman and our team are involved in the work aimed at doing the trade analysis that will help to convince the USTR and the US government that the CBI preferences, particularly preferences for agriculture, require sustenance. And of course, that work will be used by our heads in trying to convince the US government that the 10% reciprocal tariff is causing harm to agriculture and therefore need to be removed. And the CBI preferences on which we've traded agriculture at 0% into the United States should be in fact restored. I thank you very much, and it's been a joy to be with you.
Thank you, Dr. Antoine. I must also say, as we are doing our analysis of the first phase of the 25 by 25, it's important to point out that our regional private sector has in fact responded. And lead head President Ali at the recently held heads of government meeting for CARICOM member states did point out that to date, over the 3.5 years, there have been a significant amount of investment, well in excess of 20 million US, way in excess of that. That is in fact on the ground, that is things we are seeing, we're feeling, and that is happening. And I think this is a plus for the partnership that we've had on this initiative with the private sector, to the level of investment that we're seeing, and this can only go well for the ordinary CARICOM citizen. I move next to a very difficult job, and that's introducing my boss. Well, it's not so difficult. It's not difficult. Because he's a man that's supportive of the sector, what we're doing in the region, and has been, again, one of our cheerleaders, our main cheerleaders, as we push forward. I will now invite Dr. Wendell Samuel, and he's the Assistant Secretary General here at the CARICOM Secretariat, which is responsible for economic integration, innovation, and development, to bring us greetings on behalf of the CARICOM Secretariat. Dr. Samuel.
Thanks very much, Sean. Honorable Samuel Duggins, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources in Kitts and Nevis. His Excellency Dr. Manuel Otero, Director General, Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture. Dr. Maximo Torrero, Assistant Director General and Regional and Latin American Representative for the FAO. Mr. Miguel Fleming, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources in St. Kitts and Nevis. Dr. Patrick Antoine, Chief Executive Officer and Technical Director of the CPSO. Mr. Alex Shee, Deputy Secretary General of International Cooperation and Development Fund. And Ms. Tisha Mangra, Chair of the CARICOM Youth Advisory Body. Colleagues and stakeholders across the region, welcome all. This launch of the 19th Caribbean Week of Agriculture for the Caribbean community, hosted by St. Kitts and Nevis from September 29 to October 3rd, 2025, marks a united effort in addressing the pressing challenges of climate change and food and nutrition security by transforming our Caribbean food systems and accelerating agricultural growth and development, ultimately ensuring a more resilient and self-sufficient food system. The Caribbean Week of Agriculture continues to serve as the premier platform for raising awareness and promoting investments in agriculture and food and nutrition security. It plays a pivotal role in reshaping public perception, stimulating meaningful engagement, and supporting the growth of the region's food system. Last year's CWA, hosted in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in October, under the theme Climate Smart Agriculture for a Sustainable Future, brought together over 485 key stakeholders, including member states, associate member states, government officials, private sector representatives, and international development partners. The event focused on advancing sustainable agriculture, development, building climate resilience, and exploring investment opportunities across the region. This year's theme, Sowing Change, Harvesting Resilience, Transforming Our Caribbean Food Systems for 2025 and beyond, calls for renewed action. It highlights the Caribbean dedication to strengthening food systems in the face of climate change and food security challenges. While 2025 serves as a significant milestone, the journey toward long-term resiliency and sustainability continues with deeper regional and international collaboration. Agriculture is the bedrock of most economies of our region. It drives socioeconomic development, secures the availability of healthy food, creates jobs, generates foreign exchange, and supports the development of rural indigenous communities. Yet, the region is not without its ongoing struggles in light of this. The vision of reducing the region's food import bill by 25% by 2025 has been extended to 2030 to allow a more sustained and transformative impact. It is now referred to as 25 by 25 plus 5. As we move forward, coordinated action and shared responsibility will be key to achieving the goals of 25 by 25 and beyond. CWA 2025 presents a critical opportunity to catalyze investment in agri-foods innovation and technology. It also offers a valuable opportunity for local and regional stakeholders to connect, share knowledge and experiences, and showcase their products during the trade show and exhibition/open day. Organizing an event of this scale requires immense collaboration and strong partnerships. I look forward to the insightful discussions, meaningful exchanges, and tangible outcomes that will emerge from this important gathering. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Samuel. These words are certainly encouraging for the team that is working hard to ensure that we put on the greatest show on earth in St. Kitts and Nevis. And I know everyone is now waiting for the man of the hour, the leader of the team in St. Kitts and Nevis. But before I introduce the person you have all been waiting to hear from, I just want to take a moment just to also acknowledge our partners, the FAO, IICA, CAFSA, the CPSO, CARDI, CRFM, ACARI, the OECS, and many others that we expect to come on officially as we roll out. But I want to move now to something that gives me great pleasure, to now introduce the Honorable Samuel Duggins, who is the Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Marine Resources in the beautiful island of St. Kitts and Nevis, to bring us our keynote address. Honorable Minister.
Good morning. distinguished colleagues, fellow ministers of agriculture from across the Caribbean region, representatives from Caribbean Community, CARICOM, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS, as well as CARDI, the FAO, IICA, also the farmers, fishers, agro-processors, youth, and women leaders, all stakeholders that are joining us here today. I wish you all again a pleasant. It is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you all to this, the virtual launch of the 19th Caribbean Week of Agriculture, which will be hosted this year in the beautiful Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. This year's theme, Sowing Change, Harvesting Resilience, Transforming Our Caribbean Food Systems 2025 and beyond, is both timely as well as profound. It reflects not only the urgency of our times, but the unwavering resolve of our region to forge a path towards a sustainable, secure, and self-reliant future. The Caribbean's agricultural sector stands today at a defining crossroads. The impact of climate change, global pandemics, geopolitical conflicts, and persistent supply chain disruptions have laid bare the vulnerabilities in our food systems. We face not only the physical threat of more intense hurricanes, droughts, and floods, but also logistical challenges, from high shipping costs to unreliable inter-island transport, which hinders our ability to move goods effectively and efficiently across our very own region. These challenges, however, have also illuminated our resilience. They have revealed the creativity and the determination of our farmers, our fishers, scientists, policymakers, and entrepreneurs. They have underscored our capacity to adapt, our capacity to innovate, and our capacity to build systems that are not merely reactive, but proactive and also sustainable. Now is the time for us to sow the seeds of true transformation. We must craft deliberate policies. We must invest in climate-smart agriculture and innovative technologies. We must empower our youth and our women and commit ourselves anew to the cause of food and nutrition security and sovereignty. If we act decisively and act together, what we shall harvest is not only resilience in our field and our seas, but we shall harvest economic stability, social equity, and a much healthier future for all of our people. As the host nation, St. Kitts and Nevis is indeed honored to provide a stage where regional partnerships are sure to be deep, where new knowledge will be shared, and where the spirit of innovation is expected to flourish. Throughout Caribbean Week of Agriculture 2025, participants can look forward to engaging forums, to technical workshops, and dynamic youth dialogue. They can also look forward to business networking, as well as insightful field visits, which will showcase the very best of what St. Kitts has to offer as it regards our advancement in agro-processing, sustainable farming, and the emerging green economy. But let us remember that Caribbean Week of Agriculture is more than just a week of activities. It is a clarion call. A call for us to reimagine how we produce, how we process, and how we protect our food. A call to mobilize investment, not only financial capital, but human talent and intellectual resources as well. Resources that will drive rural development, climate adaptation, and economic growth. A call to amplify the voices of women, amplify the voices of our youth, and the voices of our farmers and fishers, who are the backbone and who are the future of our Caribbean agriculture. And critically, it is a call to strengthen interregional linkages so that the food we consume is grown, processed, and packaged right here in our Caribbean basin, reducing our dependence on volatile global markets and overcoming transportation and supply chain barriers that too often has divided us. We must also continue to recognize and support the outstanding work being done by regional pioneers in climate change awareness and response. For example, innovative platforms like CSAC. This initiative, advanced by Steve Maximin, is one of those initiatives that I believe we should all give high regards to. And it is also essential that our young people become actively involved and engaged in such transformative efforts, ensuring that they are not merely beneficiaries of change, but ensuring that they are the key drivers of it. We are deeply grateful to our regional and international partners, CARICOM, IICA, FAO, CARI, and the OECD Commission, and our many development allies for your steadfast commitment and invaluable contributions to this journey of transformation. Let me close this by affirming that St. Kitts and Nevis is committed not merely as a host, but as active partners in advancing our shared vision of a resilient, a productive, and an inclusive agricultural future. We here in St. Kitts and Nevis eagerly look forward to welcoming you in person this September, where together we will not only discuss change, but we will actively sow the seed for it. Let us rise to this challenge, united as one Caribbean family, determined to harvest a resilient and a prosperous future for generations yet to come. Thank you, and may Caribbean Week of Agriculture 2025 be the most impactful Caribbean Week of Agriculture in our region's history. Thank you, and good morning yet again.
Thank you very much, Minister. As I said before, I think all of us, including me, see we will be moving St. Kitts and Nevis as it will be the epicenter. And not only are you saying, you're demonstrating with the lovely fruits and vegetables that are in front of you. And I know from CWA, we'll be able to move them across the region even faster and more reliably based on what's ahead of us. I want to also make special mention to our international partners. Some are on board as we speak. Certainly, the Caribbean Chamber of Commerce is on. The Rural Network Women that are on is a demonstration of the support that's here for us. One of the questions we've been getting in the group is, where do I sign up? And I want to tell you that remember that the Caribbean Week of Agriculture will be from September 29 to October 3rd, 2025, again in the beautiful Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. September 29 to October 3rd. And the questions will now be answered as we'll ask the Honorable Permanent Secretary, the Permanent Secretary within the Ministry, to introduce and launch the CWA 2025 website, which was developed, I must tell you, developed by expertise, talent, and creativity, innovation. It's a beautiful website inside of St. Kitts and Nevis. So P.S. Fleming, over to you.
Greetings, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Very happy to be here and to see so many of our partners online with us for this virtual launch for our 19th Caribbean Week of Agriculture that will be held in St. Kitts and Nevis under the theme Sowing Change, Harvesting Resilience, Transforming Our Caribbean Food Systems for 2025 and beyond. I must say, though, that I'm very pleased with the work that has been done so far, the collaborations, the continued communication between the Ministry of Agriculture, St. Kitts and CARICOM and our other partners. And I too want to share the same sentiments that this is going to be one of the most impactful CWAs yet ever. And so we look forward to definitely welcoming all of you to the beautiful Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I'm very honored and happy to introduce the launch of the Caribbean Week of Agriculture website.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going live.
All I can say is wow, just wow. If that's just the launch of the website, imagine what is to come. To miss, as we say in Jamaica, is to this. I want to take the opportunity also to just acknowledge the University of West Indies, who is also on one of our main partners, also acknowledging the Sugar Association of the Caribbean, one of our our stakeholders also. And just to let everybody know that the preferred hotel for the venue is the Marriott Hotel. And as you go on the website, you'll see that, and the website address is CWA2025.caricom.org. That's CWA2025.caricom.org. Ladies and gentlemen, partners, well-wishers, members of the Caribbean, I want to say thank you. We've come to an end of our launch. We're looking forward to seeing everybody. We're looking forward to certainly the hospitality that the host country, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, will in fact provide to us. And as everyone has said, it will be the greatest show on earth. Not only will it give a good feeling, but it will provide business. It will provide transformation. It will provide partnership. It will provide networking. And it will give even greater life to our region, our CARICOM region, on our 25 by 25 plus 25. Looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you for being here. Wishing you a wonderful day. Please register on the website. You will see the contact information and all you need to know. And you'll see what is being planned for the week. And I can tell you, it will be exciting. Looking forward to everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wishing you all a great day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going live.